was I drenched it. If water doesn't run out the bottom of these, they're not ready to go in the ground. The first year we planted dry plants. We broke 3 people's hands trying to get the plants out of the pot to begin with, and then the plants didn't do well. Okay, so these were soaked. Whether I put them on a truck or whether on a trailer, when we bring them out, and we'll bring them out the day before the planting, they will be soaked down completely.
Which plant today?
These are Indian grass. Okay? We use, under these conditions, 2 gallons of water per plant. Okay? Now this water came from that container over there. We put the water in. I basically did the adjustment before I picked up the pot. Root systems. Any questions about how well that plant is ready to go in the ground? Put it in. Smash them down. Break the dirt up around them. Bringing all the dirt in you can get in around the plant, preferably with gloves that I don't have in my hand. You then stand up and you go around the plant. We like to put the kids just like this, and they go around 2 or 3 times. They have a ball with it. And that plant's in the ground. We will not touch this plant again, ever. It's finished.
Tom, how much water did you just put into the ground there on top of the newly planted plant?
Roughly 3/4 of a gallon. That was a shallow hole. And we just had 1.85 inches of water. So that, you notice my dirt around there was actually had some moisture. We've planted when there's cracks in those holes this deep. And so then we'll put in the whole 2 gallon. We do not short ourselves on water.
Now that is a 2-gallon container?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a cat litter thing.
That's a cat litter thing.
Don't get a 1 gallon. Don't get the gallon things, because you can't get the water in them from one thing, and they break easy. With
Well,
kids
if you
like,
don't have anything else, gallon's better than nothing. But these 2-gallon containers
handle those. They can
with the
carry
big
them.
mouth is much, much better. You notice when I put that in the ground, I pushed it down. What that does is, in a lot of cases, number one, if the auger hole is recent, there's a stub hole in the middle of it. Okay? Or if it's not, if it's really dry, there's actually cracks in there. So what happens is when I push this down, it actually breaks the root systems open. A lot of times the bottom of the hole, and this one's very similar, will be like this. But the push down forces the air out around the roots and forces the roots to fit the hole, which does the same thing as you're talking about, as roughing the roots.
Are you trying to get the present surface level with the surface of the prairie?
Very close, yes.
Yeah,
very close.
You don't want to push it down too far, because then you're...
Exactly, but I also know that 95% of the plants that die because of dry roots.
They're too high.
They're either too high or you didn't get them closed in around the soil so that the roots die.